Hi, my name is Jennifer Kelly.
I'm Mary Ashley York.
I'm Rachel Soche.
And I'm Shaska Crabtree, and we are in Dr. Strange's EDM 310 class at the University of South Alabama. Today, we will be talking about the usefulnesses of podcasts in the classroom. Podcasts are useful in all areas of education. One thing that a podcast can do is that it can encourage the creativity in students. It is also a new way to present information to the students. Podcasts are also a great way to assess what the students have learned and have not learned. Overall, podcast is a great tool to use in the education field. We will now address certain ways it is useful in the classroom today.
One way podcasts are useful in the classroom is for in the event that a teacher has to be absent from school. The teacher can record his or her lesson as if they were actually present in the classroom. This way, the students can take notes and listen as if it were a normal day at school. This keeps order in the classroom for the substitute teacher and prevents the teacher from losing a valuable day of teaching. Podcasts are also useful for delivering all class materials and assignments to those students that are unable to attend class for an extended period of time. This could range from family emergencies to chronic illnesses. This could be a very useful tool for those students so that they don't fall behind and ultimately avoid being held back. Podcasting is helpful for students with attention deficit disorder. These students can download the class lectures and listen to it by themselves without any distractions. This will also help them because they can replay the podcast an endless amount of times. This prevents teachers from having to repeat themselves in the classroom.
In the elementary setting, podcasts can be useful in the Learning Center in the classrooms. The teacher can make podcasts of different books and allow the students to follow along verbally and visually with whatever book they are reading at the time. In the higher education levels, podcasts can be used for students to gain a better worldview. For example, teachers and students' podcasts from other cultures and countries can be viewed in any classroom at any time. This is also an opportunity for the students to communicate and interact with other students around the world by learning to create their own podcast.
And now we're going to show you how to create your own podcast. It's really simple. If you have an iMac, I am using the iMac today to demonstrate this to you. You'll need to go to GarageBand. This is on this particular computer. The GarageBand is sitting down in the dock. If you ever use an iMac computer, and the GarageBand is sitting down in the dock, you can go to the Finder. If you ever use an iMac and click Applications. We'll just enlarge this window a little bit and scroll down until you see GarageBand. The emblem is a little guitar. And we'll open that up. And GarageBand, if you click on New Project, there's all different kinds of things that you can record, but they actually have something especially for podcasts. And so we'll just title this a practice podcast and create. Once this is opened up, I'm just going to point out a few things. Because I'm no expert in doing this, I've just learned how to do this myself. So a few key things to notice are there are multiple tracks here. They have 3 tracks available for voicing, male voice, female voice, and jingles, so for music or whatever. Also up here, this top track is for artwork, and these are for different loops, which for a basic podcast you're not going to need to utilize this down here, and usually you will only need to utilize maybe a voice track, and if you want to put music behind it, or up here if there's artwork like the example, the podcast that I made is about reading a book. So if you are using that for a read-along book in your classroom, you could paste, let's take some of these pictures and see. But you could paste a photograph here, another photograph here, as it corresponds to when you're reading the different chapters in the book. or different pages in the book. And we're going to use the male voice track, the very top track. And when you get ready to record, it's this red button down here. And all you do is simply click, and as you talk, it's going to come up. It's going to like synthesize it. And so you can see, you'll see what I'm talking about. And so this is the very first step. You record, I would suggest either scripting, or if you're reading from a book, of course that's the easiest. But make sure that you script or have your materials prepared right in front of you so that you can get close to the microphone or close to the computer and be able to clearly, you've got to enunciate clearly and speak slowly so that people will be able to understand you when the podcast is replayed. And once you are done recording the material, then you just press stop. And let's say you wanted to add some audio. And we're going to pick, well, let's see, let's find something interesting. The Star Wars main title. That sounds cool. So let's see. Let's pull this back here. Press play. And you just press stop. So all right, so now you can hear the music. If you want to time the music to go back to the very beginning of when you were speaking and go through the whole presentation up underneath your voice, that is certainly something that's very, very easy to do. You just scroll over the line of music and simply drag it to the very beginning. Press play. We'll see how that sounds. You can also adjust the voice level. You can adjust the music level. Or if you want to situate, have the music first, the voice second, you just simply drag. Thank you for reading along with us today. We will be reading Wherever You Are, My Love Will Find You, written and illustrated by Nancy Tillman. The story will be read by Barbara Kelly, a K-5 teacher at Brightling Elementary. Wherever you are, my love will find you. Nancy Tillman. I wanted you more than you ever will know, so I sent love to follow wherever you go. It's high as you wish it. It's quick as an elf. You'll never outgrow it. It stretches itself. So climb any mountain, climb up to the sky. My love will find you, my love can fly. Make a big splash, go out on a limb. My love will find you, my love can swim. It never gets lost, never fades, never ends.
If you're working or playing or sitting with friends, you can dance till you're dizzy, paint till you're blue. There's no place, not one, that my love can't find you. And if someday you're lonely, or someday you're sad, or you strike out at baseball, or think you've been bad, just lift up your face, feel the wind in your hair. That's me, my sweet baby. My love is right there. In the green of the grass, in the smell of the sea, in the clouds floating by at the top of a tree, in the sound crickets make at the end of the day, you are loved, you are loved, you are loved, they all say. My love is so high and so wide and so deep, it's always right there, even when you're asleep. So hold your head high and don't be afraid to march to the front of your own parade. If you're still my small babe, or you're all the way grown, my promise to you is you're never alone. You are my angel, my darling, my star, and my love will find you wherever you are. You are loved.